Hello, Zet. Siani here. Just looking at your shop for this week and some really nice stuff in your public review. I like the way that that's going along. I've seen all the comments that Keith's left you as well. And yeah, I mean, everything from, the acting, hands, you've got, some fantastic stuff already laid out, and it works. It's really funny, how you've taken this and, you've applied it to the character. It looks really good. Really small nitpicky stuff is the only stuff that I'm going to kind of like look at, in frame by frame. And one of the things I wanted to have a look at, is tiny detail. But in frame 41, you've got this very nice turn of the flower that he's got in his hand. And he also does the same gesture backwards, but it reads much clearer when he turns one way than when he turns the other. So you kind of like have a very clear kind of like turn when he comes over, but when it goes back, you really don't see that much. So you might want to try and exaggerate it so that the shape of the flower, you really get this type of effect where it's like it goes one way, and you very clearly see it spin back another, even if you have to exaggerate, almost as if it's spinning in his hands like that. Because in frame 41, really clear that spin. And then as the hand goes back, you could just twirl the flower backwards just a little bit more into frame 89 and just almost thinking about it like in silhouette, because it's very clear on one part that he's spinning it round and not too clear on the other. So almost try to get it back into, almost a profile view so it looks a little bit clearer. Um, Other things as well, that you could throw in as well. All the handwork stuff is really good. I just think that one of the things that throws me off a little bit is, um, nice little blink there. There's a little bit of a roll off on the eyes, I think maybe, when you get into frame 73 and he's just opening his eyes, you might want to leave a little bit more, one or two more frames to see his eyes just moving over a little bit until they hit the side of his face. That's just another little thing that you might want to have a look at there. Nice how he settles in. Hmm. Nice. Yeah, and the only thing that I see, that jumps out to me a bit is that when he goes to play the guitar at the end, he puts the guitar, first of all, on his right knee, and then he plays it, and I think that by frame 224, it isn't on either one of the actual knees, and it just looks a bit strange to me because it's kind of like floating in midair. I'm not sure if that's something just to do with, the color or the fact that you can't see it kind of like resting on his front knee. So I'm not sure what that actually looks like in perspective right there. But it's almost a case that, when he picks the guitar up in frame, 205, if he's lifting it up and he's about to play it, I wouldn't put it like on one knee and then pass it on to the other. I'd almost like lift it up, strumming midair, and have it land on his left knee instead of on his right, and actually have it land down there so he can do the little strum up here and it goes down in one motion. Because currently it looks like it's bouncing like that, only that when it lands, it doesn't look like it's actually landing on his knee. It looks like it's floating in front of him in midair. So I'm not sure if that's going to really, screw over your posing or anything else like that. But it's almost like I think that if you could get the guitar slightly more towards the right of screen, move it over a little bit there, and actually get it so that it looks like it's actually resting on his left knee, that would actually look a little bit better. Okay. The other thing as well that jumped out at me a little bit is just on the pose at the end when his hand actually comes up. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. So he strums it. I think that settle that you've got up there is that, the hands up there. Try having a look what it would look like if it's actually a bit more relaxed, because you've got the big violent move and have the saddle actually come into a relax instead of keeping it tense up here in 230, as that's the only thing that kind of like jumps out a little bit to me, because it just looks a little bit forced. But no, great work, man. You know, as I said before, really, 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 really tiny stuff, because all of the rest of the stuff that you've got is just so solid that, you know, it looks great, man. Absolutely great. So best of luck this week. We've still got 2 weeks to go, so you'll do a great job by then. See you later. Bye.